Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video. This is Patrick from RWingAttack, and this video is going to be yet another E3 speculation video. I'll probably be doing about 4 or 5 more of these. I did kind of a general one last week, and I wanted to do more that are going to focus on specific games. And these games I think could possibly be announced or possibly talked about later this year. But I thought this would be a fun little video series for you guys. You seem to really like the E3 speculation video, so I kind of wanted to branch off that and give you guys my thoughts on some of the games that I think could possibly be announced. I must say that realistically, I don't think that these games are going to be announced. I gotta be completely honest with you guys. I just think that Nintendo is going to put a lot of focus on Super Mario Odyssey. I think that that's going to be this year's main headliner. And I think that they're also going to address the new paid internet system that they're going to imply, because I think that those are a little bit more important than possibly just announcing more and more games without addressing some of the bigger concerns that Nintendo has right now. Like Virtual Console, like the internet service, how much it's going to be, what it's going to include. So I think that these games could possibly be announced. It kind of depends on how ballsy Nintendo is going to be at this E3. Some people are saying that they're not really going to do a lot. Other people are saying that this is going to be a giant E3 for Nintendo. But I wanted to talk today about a game that I brought up on one of my prior videos. This is going to be all about Metroid, which I am so excited about because Metroid, of course, is one of my favorite gaming franchises that Nintendo has. I love me some Star Fox as well, as you can tell in my name. And I also love a bunch of their other franchises, but Metroid is definitely in my top 5 at least. And I'm really excited that this is becoming such a bigger conversation between people, and I think that whenever E3 comes around, there are a bunch of franchises that are talked about because people just want them back so very much. Every E3 we hear some new rumors about an F-Zero game, which I can't believe we haven't got yet. There's just so much speculation around this time of the year. But it seems like this year, I think that Metroid is being talked about more and more, and this could possibly be a franchise that we get a sneak peek at. If I had to make a guess, if they were going to, leak some information or show a trailer or something, it would be at the very end of the conference, and it would be just like this short, probably like 5 to 10 second video. And it would just show Samus's helmet and then just say coming soon or something like that. And I think that that would be actually pretty appropriate because I feel like Super Mario Odyssey, that should be the main focus. I don't think that too much limelight should be taken away from that game. I think that that should be a game that's greatly talked about and even more in depth. Maybe another trailer, maybe a gameplay trailer could be shown at E3. So the first style of Metroid I could definitely see coming to the Nintendo Switch is the classic 2D platforming side that first introduced this series. Games like Metroid and Super Metroid were very big successes, and part of the reason why Metroid is still a franchise. Of course, the last 2D platforming game that we've seen on a home console all the way back in 1994 for the SNES, Super Metroid is a fantastic game. If you guys have never played this, I really recommend you guys pick this up. This game is actually available on the Wii and Wii U eShop, and it plays just as good as the original. I highly recommend you guys pick this up. But going back to E3 and going back to what Nintendo could possibly do with this franchise, if you look at some other franchises, and I'll use a very good example in Pikmin, with the upcoming release of Hey Pikmin, and presumably, they're going to make a Pikmin for the Nintendo Switch, which is a much more, home console friendly version with the classic Pikmin gameplay. They could possibly be doing that with Metroid, and releasing a 2D platforming Metroid could possibly be an introduction for newer fans and a kind of a nod to older fans, being basically telling us like, Metroid is still our franchise. This is still a game that we want to pump out. This is still a franchise that we're going to put 100% effort into. So I think a 2D platforming Metroid could be a very, very wise thing for Nintendo to release. And, being a 2D platforming game, this game could possibly be released, in a short amount of time, considering they probably are already working on this. I could see a Metroid game, in the 2D fashion being released as early as spring or summer. And they could possibly, make an announcement at E3 about this. But I think we might get a direct later, like in the fall or the winter, kind of like what we saw last month, where it was just kind of a really fast kind of slideshow of games to come. But I think that a 2D platforming Metroid could be what we need as fans to kind of hold us over until they release a bigger Metroid game. So I definitely think that this could be a possibility, and I'm really excited to see if Nintendo will take the step and bring back this franchise. Now, the next style of Metroid I could definitely see happening is Metroid being a first-person shooter. Now, this was first introduced on the Nintendo GameCube in the form of Metroid Prime, and this series was very well received in both visuals and gameplay. And they actually still hold up now, and they're very good games. You could find them on the eShop. That's currently how I play them. But Metroid as a first-person shooter is a very interesting thought in 2017. Now, of course, first-person shooters are, there's a ton of them. Overwatch, Battlefield, Call of Duty, just to name a few. But these games, they all have one thing in common. They're fairly popular. And I feel like with the Nintendo Switch, millions and millions of people are going to have this console by holiday time, and certainly by next year we could probably see upwards of 20 to 30 million people having Nintendo Switches. So if a Metroid game got announced, now a little disclaimer here, if Metroid gets announced as a first-person shooter, we're probably looking to early 2019 and beyond this game coming out. This game would definitely be a big project. But if this game gets released or gets announced, there is one major thing that I think Nintendo really has to focus on. And, besides making this elaborate campaign, I'm thinking 50 to 70 hours of playtime. But I think that the online aspect really should get a lot of attention. With the online service coming out and few games to play online, I think Metroid could be a very good series to kind of start that. And it could bring people from the Xbox and, PlayStation community to kind of make the switch, or even get a Switch, start playing this game online. And I definitely think that, it could take a lot of pointers from games like Halo. I definitely think it could probably be a game like that, and especially since Halo is kind of dying out a little bit, I feel like Metroid could kind of take its place. But this could be a very major game. But just to remind you guys again, this game probably would not be around for another 2 to 3 years, but I definitely think could be a possibility, and I think it could be one of the best games for the Nintendo Switch. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. This was probably one of 4 or 5 E3 speculation, kind of going in depth of titles that I think could possibly be announced. I wanted to thank you guys again though, because this channel has been growing very rapidly over the past week. We've gotten nearly 50 subscribers in this week, and I'm so excited because my original goal was 100 subscribers this year, so we are definitely breaking that. But yeah, I wanted to thank you guys again. For those who are just checking my channel out for the first time, it would be greatly appreciated if you would subscribe. If you like this content, I'll be doing even more in-depth E3 speculation videos, and eventually I'll be doing some top 10s, some reviews, and yeah, so we got a bunch of things planned. So thank you guys again. This is Patrick from RWingAttack. Thank you for watching.